What's up? We're doing a mic check here. We're going live for Parameters Podcast.
Mic check.
If you can
What up?
hear us, let us know.
Yeah.
You live on your end?
Yup.
Live on my end? Okay. Nobody's watching.
What up?
Alright, well, let's roll it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Alright.
Let's roll. Yo, what's good? What's good? No need to adjust your devices. You are now podcasting with the best. Parameters Podcast. I'm your host, your boy, Stilo GQ.
And I'm your co-host, Black Dev.
What's good, people? We back again. Parameters Podcast, episode 10, brought to you by Cereal Box.
Cereal Box. Cereal Box is the little contraption that I have put together that has a combination of Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and Nintendo all wrapped in one. It's all of the great things you remember from the 90s and the 80s, and it's just, let me just tell you, if you play Street Fighter, man, I'm putting my money up on Stilo GQ. I don't care who you are, anybody out there. We're going to put that challenge out there. My boy right here,
I'm the
Street
Floyd.
Fighter, he's the Floyd Mayweather.
I'm the Floyd of that.
Yeah, Cereal Box. Coming soon. We'll have the Cereal Box official Facebook page, but right now we have the Instagram, which is dedicated to the games, the vintage games, which is Cereal Box Pie.
Cereal Box Pie.
That's on Instagram, but we will have Cereal Box Culture coming soon, which is the website. We'll have game reviews dedicated to the vintage games.
It's super dope. I played it. It's awesome. So check out Cereal Box.
Cereal Box Pie right now. If you want one made, go to Cereal Box Pie, or you can even message the podcast. We'll get back with you on that.
Definitely. Yes, awesome. All the classic games, Super Nintendo, Sega, all of those, all the ones you 90s babies, 80s babies love.
What's up, everybody?
What's
Let me get
good?
a shout out to everybody that's watching right now. We watching you too. We definitely gonna need your input, so don't leave. Don't leave. Tell them what the topic is today, bro.
All right. So, episode 10, Parameters Podcast topic is patiently dating. All right. So you guys, we talking about having patience during a relationship. How much patience do you need? When do you know your patience is up? You ladies that's watching, y'all know.
Yeah, we definitely need your input since we couldn't bring y'all into the show, man. Type something in the comments and let us know, because we got two different logics. Guys and women, we have two different logics, so we're gonna find the middle point.
Yeah, man, we're gonna get in the dirt. Yeah, we're gonna muscle it up.
And before we start, shout out to all the homecoming tonight.
Yeah.
Who's having homecoming?
I have no clue.
Oh man, you're not in tune, man. You're not in tune with the young people. PH, Northside.
Shout out to PH Northside. Fleming.
I don't even know if
Salem.
Fleming's having a homecoming tonight, but if they are,
Everybody.
shout out to the next generation. Yeah, this is episode X.
Episode X. Yeah, man.
All right, let's get this rolling.
Yeah, man. So, what's up, Dev?
Patiently dating. I feel like it's different between me and you. Everybody's at different levels in life, but I'm totally the single bachelor at the moment, so that's what opinion you're gonna get from me. How about you, bro?
So I'm in a long-term relationship. I'm actually married, so I've been married for a while. So definitely my perspective is going to be different from Dev's. And just to hop on into it, when you've been with someone for such a long time, your patience is definitely tested. People are different. people change over the course of time. You definitely have to continue to reevaluate everything in order for you to, in order for your patients to stay, keep your patients.
Hey, but do they change, or is that who they really are?
They change, man. They change because life brings about changes. Life changes you. Experiences change you.
So you don't think you think the person that you get originally in the beginning, that's the authentic person?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's them at their origin.
Bullshit.
That's them at their origin. That's them.
No.
You got.
They
Look,
gotta
man.
sell themselves, first of
Nah,
all.
man.
Yes, they do.
People gonna come in a relationship at whatever area they're in at that moment, and then from there, with life changes, brings about other things that add on to them, to their personality.
I mean, I understand about the experiences, but I definitely don't feel like the first version you get of somebody is the authentic version. I feel like that's the version they sell to you.
We got somebody on our. We'll let everybody know we are live. All the people that are going to be listening on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, we are live. Facebook Live right now. So
yeah. So see, you think it's their reputation?
Representative.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
I just don't think it's people are genuine. I mean, they are who they are, but a lot of people are not. That their first version is not the they have to give you their best version. And I mean, even myself, like even dating, like I want to present the best things. I want to know the best things that's going on with me in my life, right?
Right.
So I mean that's what I want to present to you. So
and that's what you get. You get the best. However, what I'm saying is that over a period of time, with changes in life, it alters that person just like it would anybody. And you have to be patient with people to know that they're going to change. Is that person really worth you having patience with? Or you just going to give up on it as soon as they act up? Somebody says on here, people change when they get comfortable in a situation, after getting to know how far they can go, or push you to different levels. Yeah, man, but you know what? If they in it for the long haul, they ain't gonna act crazy with you. I mean, they may test you at first, but people just change from time to time. People gonna be who they are. People gonna, as time progress, they gonna.
So, when you get into a relationship, you go into the anticipation that this person is going to change.
No, you don't go in. You go into it knowing that both of you guys gonna change. You both gonna change. You both gonna be different after a while, and you got to be able to. That's why when you get married, the vows say for better or for worse. Whoever came up with that knew that there was gonna be better and there was gonna be worse. That's a long-term vow. That's not a short-term vow. For better or for worse, sickness, health, to death, do us part. That's all speaking in the long term. That's not, so whoever did that knew that there were going to be times where your patience was going to be tested. But if you're going to commit to these vows, you're going to have to be able to stick it out.
Well, so somebody had comment that's why you wait to see who they really are.
When do you really see who they are? You can never know who they really are.
Why?
Because people are constantly evolving and changing. You're gonna get who they are for that moment. They may be in that space for a couple years, and then something may happen. They may evolve into something else. You know what I'm saying? Or they may revert into something else. It takes time.
But people have personalities. People don't change their core personality.
They are who they are at the base point of who they are, but they do then alter themselves depending on what's going on in life.
I mean, for instance, this is not even dating, but just think about when you have to change when you're in a marriage or relationship. Then your friends are like, "This ain't you." You know what I'm saying? From the outside in, and you like, I ain't changed. I'm still the same person. But they perceive that as like, this isn't you. Like, that's not you. Like, that is that you changing your personality, or is that
That's making alterations to appease the person that you with. Some people do what they do in order to they act a certain way around their friends because that's the atmosphere they're in. But then some people act a certain way when they're in their relationship because they know that's what's going to be helpful to that relationship. So maybe this woman or this guy, this person is does enough for them to where they feel like they don't mind doing this. They don't mind changing who they are. They don't mind, like this girl. She may want to change her hair, wear her hair this certain type of way. This guy may start dressing more conservative. If that's what she like, and he like to see her happy, and he like to know that she is interested in how he does that, then she's more interested when he does that. Then he gonna do it.
for the ones that believe that people change, that you should be hold back to see who people really are? Is that also a fear of not getting involved in a relationship that could possibly be the reason why? I've heard that plenty of times. Just dating, and it's okay to take your time, because I take my time. I would prefer to take my time in dating. But is that because of a fear? I know I've had fears because I'll date somebody and I'll be like, this is a nice person. She's got a lot of good things going on. She's doing nice things for me now. But once she gets me, is she gonna change? She gonna get comfortable? She gonna stop doing the things she doing? Um, you know, I've had that happen, and it's a fear. So I'm like, I want to see, is she gonna be like this through and through? It doesn't matter.
Well, with that being said, like I always say, every 3 months, every quarter, we as people, and especially in a relationship, you guys need to come to a medium where you guys understand one another and you're on the same page to know that every 3 months, and this is just my opinion, every 3 months, every quarter, you need to reevaluate yourself. You need to see what progress you've made, what things you've picked up that is not so good, and you need to then figure out what adjustments you need to make. If you need to make adjustments, you need to make those adjustments. If you do not need to make adjustments, then great. Next quarter, do it again. And in a relationship, you need to assess your relationship every few months. Assess the relationship, see where you are, like a progress report in a sense.
But how deep are the changes? I just feel like your core personality is your core personality. Like, are you gonna change next season and be a Cowboys fan if your wife is a Cowboys fan?
We're talking about subtle changes, not okay. Well, I she's super sweet now. She's a devil, like for no reason. Nah, man, we talking about subtle things. Like maybe the guy used to go pick up flowers on Wednesday every Wednesday. Now she ain't seen flowers in 3 weeks. Now that's all right. That's something to talk about. All right, he getting a little comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So
Let's getting back to some of these comments here. Yes, I'm finishing up some Moscato here. Uh, before I get back to my beer, and I do want to know what's popping with the bar tonight. And let's see, before and after marriage on that quarter thing, I keep my guard up for a long time out of fear and out of being repeatedly hurt. I admit it. So, like, this is the dating world. This is where I'm at. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like that. It's a battlefield out here, battlefield of love. And then a song.
yeah. Sheree, this is before. This is before and during. Before you get married and during, you have to reevaluate things every few months. It's a progress
Man,
report, man.
but bruh, that sound like your job. It
It,
sound like a
it
job.
is a job.
What's
Listen,
love got to do with it?
listen, Ike. This is the thing. Marriage and relationships are a job. What's going on? Marriage and relationship are a job. You have to continue. You have to work at it all the time. The moment you start slacking, things are going to go crazy. I'm telling you. And I know she said on here, she keep her guard up for a long time out of fear of being repeatedly hurt. That is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You do keep your guard up until you know this person for sure. This is why you continuously reevaluate everything and see how things are going.
Well, doesn't that contradict the every quarter evaluating yourself? Because how you know a person for sure if every quarter they're gonna be a different person?
Now, that's the point. Now, when you assess this relationship every quarter, is you are saying, okay, this is off of your observations that you have. Okay, when we started dating, the first 3 months you bought me flowers. Now you don't buy me flowers. What's up? How you feeling? What's going on? That's what I'm saying. Like,
so why that means you're slacking if you stop buying her flowers.
Exactly. And at that point, she can say at that point, okay, I don't want to continue this relationship, or she can continue on with it instead of not bringing it up. And 6 months to a year down the road, she done wasted all her time. 3 months. 3 months, people. Y'all done dated for 3 months. He's slacking already. Let him go. Cut him off if it's that bad. There you go.
Bruh.
Instead of waiting 6 months into this and don't understand and don't say anything and then get your feelings hurt. You already know he a clown. You let him go.
Cause he stopped giving you flowers after 3 months.
That's just
okay.
Just
all right.
Example, man.
Okay, that's an example. So that sound like that Steve Harvey type.
Dude, you need
that's
that.
That's a Steve Harvey type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
With that, man.
Man, that 90 days trial.
Right.
No.
Yeah, man.
No, that don't work in real life.
No, yes it
no,
does.
It don't.
Yes, it does.
It don't matter. Look, let me tell you, because girls be trying to hold back. They think that they can hold back for 90 days. The guy's supposed to do this and that as far as dating, and they hold back, and they don't give up sex because that's the power, right?
We're not sitting here saying like, okay, let me let you
know. They think that's the power.
When we start dating, after 3 months, we're going to reevaluate everything. You don't say that. You just let it happen. You do it. Just do it. Y'all talk about it after 3 months. Y'all have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he on it. Maybe you the one initiating it. You know what I mean? But don't waste your time. Don't waste all this time. And then, you get your feelings hurt. Come on, man. The earlier you pick it up, the easier it is to get rid of it and go on about your business.
Yeah. Then I feel like you create a complex. Just like people say that they are not, they're scared to get hurt. Nobody's perfect. So if you keep trying to reevaluate all the time and not accepting people for who they are, it becomes an issue later on down the road because everybody's going to have something wrong with them. And they're never going to check out because you have a complex now.
Nah, man. Everybody going to have issues. We talking about issues that affect the relationship. You know what I mean? We're not talking about he snore while he sleep. I can't stand it. We need to break up. We're not talking about that. Hey, what's up? That's too funny. We're not talking about little things. We're talking about the big stuff, the issues that require.
Well, let's talk about the little things.
He snores in his sleep.
Because if that bothers you that somebody snores, man, like down the road, like if it bothers you somebody can't wash the dishes or leaves stuff around the house, a grown person that can clean up behind themselves, it may seem small, but it may be big in the larger scheme of things.
If it bothers you, then it's big enough.
You might bypass it at first.
Don't bypass it at first.
Why
That's
not?
stupid.
And the person's a great personality, and you know, they got a lot of good things going on and great in bed.
If you can tolerate it, then deal with it. If not, then let it go. Let's see. So how long after being in a relationship do you, as men, evaluate something more long term, such as proposal or marriage/marriage? I, from my perspective, for real, if I'm if there's a connection there, I'll know that that's something I would definitely consider doing early on. But I wouldn't do it early. But in my mind, I would be like, all right, there's definitely a possibility that she can be, you know, Mrs. GQ. What do you think, Dad?
For me, I have to know when I go through something, she's gonna still be there. For me, it's a little bit more difficult because I don't I don't typically get like a whole bunch of low points. Where I need somebody, but that could be a flaw in my area where I'm working on where maybe I can reach out, you know, more and have somebody involved as a partner. But
Yeah,
I'm so used to holding my own that I don't ever get to a low point, so I never know if the female's gonna be with me at a low point. Which if I go through that experience and the female is with me at a low point, I really honor that a whole lot more. You know, above all.
so you more so your big thing is loyalty,
Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah, this the support. I mean, I've seen females, you know, I may not have gone through it, but they've been there for other guys at low points, and I commend them. So I see it them do it for other people, maybe not for me. So I commend them for doing that. So that right there is a definitely, like, you know, worthwhile. You know, I haven't had that opportunity where I can really see that. So it's hard for me to judge if somebody's genuine when I don't really need much.
Right. This is the thing. We as intelligent individuals need to when you start dating people, you know right then and there if that person is your caliber. Where we make a mistake is we start ignoring stuff. Like Dev was saying, well, what if they're just a great person? Man, listen, if they're a great person, but and what you don't like about them is strong enough to where it could potentially be an ill situation, you got to let them go, man. They would serve you better as a friend, man. They'll serve you better as a friend. Like you start dating them and they smoke cigarettes. What if you hate? Okay, they can quit smoking cigarettes, but if it bothers you enough, let them go, man. Because it's no point of holding on to something that you don't like. It's ridiculous. Let me buy these shoes. I really hate the color red, but I'll buy them. Maybe I'll end up liking red. No, man, don't buy the shoes. It's
But
ridiculous.
so if people know at the beginning that if somebody's at their caliber, why do they waste their time?
Because people are in love with the fact of dating. People like the idea of dating. They're not going to. They're not. They're not looking at the long term. People going for the short game, and that's where the problem comes in. See, you going for the short game, and it end up being longer than what you expected, and it end up being underwhelming because you only saw the short game from the beginning. If you had evaluated it as what it could be in the long term, you would have made a better decision if you needed to be dealing with that person or not.
I think women are better at that. A lot of them do have that mindset of, hey, if I'm going to be wasting my time dating on you, you know, I'm thinking about marriage. I'm thinking about family. Versus guys, we kind of just, you know, we like you, we like you, especially in guys' case, we like to chase. If we have to work for it, we're definitely going to appreciate it more. But guys kind of are like, hey, let me see how you are, and over time, if I still like you, then you're golden. But women are like, hey, if I'm gonna date you, you know, I'm not dating you for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a you know, if women just want sex, a lot of them nowadays are a lot more clear that that's what they want.
Right.
You know, but it's still a bit of confusion because it's just sometimes even people contradict in the dating world. I don't know about marriage, but in the dating world, like even people contradict and they say, I would never date this type of person, and then they go and date that type of person. A lot of women say, I would never date, you know, somebody that sells drugs or you know, even an athlete or somebody that's an asshole. They say that, and then they get married to that person. They you know.
And how many times does it end up being successful? That's the question right there. Typically, it ends up being crazy because they fell in love with something else, sex. Maybe I don't like athletes, but the sex is great. Let's get married.
How does sex weigh in? You guys tell us, how does sex weigh in?
Ladies that's on here, where's that rank in your long term game? Where's that rank?
I don't know.
See, this is the thing, man. Listen, that's great. That's great, but that is not. You're gonna get old eventually, or something can happen to you and you can't do that anymore. Like, come on, don't base everything on that. Don't base everything on sex, man. That's a mistake. Making a big mistake.
So how do you have patience during marriage? Because the divorce rate is high. You know, so why is the divorce rate high?
First of all, if you got to do you have to do your homework at the beginning. That's why dating is so important. People don't date correctly. If you date correctly, and I'm talking about you analyzing, you watching what's going on with this person, how they react to this, how they react to that, and then you decide to marry them, then you kind of know as a whole what's going on. Now, when I said earlier, you need to reevaluate every quarter in a marriage too, yes, it's not as serious in the marriage as far as breaking up. I mean, you ain't gonna just want to divorce somebody right off the bat unless it's something extremely serious or detrimental. But just reevaluating as far as how to keep things interesting, keep things spicy, how to keep things going, in the marriage. Can't take each other for granted. You have to continue to do the things that you did when you wooed each other at the beginning. Complimenting each other.
Who does that?
A successful marriage does that. That's where marriages fail, because people start getting comfortable and they miss the thrills. They miss the chase. They miss when they had that person that was totally into them. Nobody wants to be in a relationship or marriage where that person is not into them. All of us have some type of conceitedness to where we want somebody to chase us. We want to feel desired. Marriage, relationship, whatever, it don't matter. How many times have you, when you were in school, and even now, that when you found out someone was interested in you, you like to walk past that person, or when you was gonna see that person, you wanted to be on your A game because they was feeling you.
I feel you. So what's the point of marriage?
It's solidifying that commitment. It's knowing that it's symbolic at this point of the commitment. It's symbolic of the long term. This person gonna ride with me, and this is the icing on the cake. This seals the deal.
Well, if that's the case, then why is divorce rate so high?
Because people stop caring about it. People start feeling
they gonna be here. You don't think people get married for other reasons, like business?
Money, business.
You don't think marriage started off as marriage? People used to get married off. Marriage didn't start off as a love thing; it was a business deal.
Yeah. Also, people get married for like foreign people I know of. They got married for citizenship. But we're talking about traditional marriage. We're talking about traditional marriage. We're not talking about business deals and citizenship. We talking about old-fashioned commitment relationships.
So if you get married, right, like it's appropriate, say 5 years down the road, if we doing this reevaluation every quarter, like if we was having a lot of sex, honeymoon time, we need to be having a lot of sex in this reevaluation, right?
If sex is not happening and that's something you require during that reevaluation, then y'all need to talk about that.
That's life. That's a requirement of life. It's healthy.
Yes, it
You
is.
know,
It is.
You tell me.
Some people don't require that.
Why?
I'm just saying some people don't. I mean, this is the thing. Yes, man, you got to continue to do that. I mean, sex is important. It's important. I mean, most men and women, women, y'all be faking the funk, man. Y'all be lying, acting like it ain't important. You know it's important. I'm looking at all y'all just looking. Y'all be lying, man. Sex is important to y'all too. But
is it important to y'all? Y'all chime in and let
somebody
me know.
Tell this guy, man. Talk to him.
I don't know because I ain't married, so I don't know.
It's important to women, man. It's important in the marriage, regardless.
Okay.
Regardless. So I mean, as far as relationships go, I mean, when do you know? I mean, what keeps what ticks you off? It makes you feel like your patience is up and it's time to split.
Just somebody that doesn't listen. I mean,
so you want somebody that's gonna
be obedient. No, not listen. Like I didn't say do what I want them to do. I said listen. So in my case, like really, like honestly, like I don't care. This is just beyond sex. So it doesn't matter how many people you could be sexual with or you can pull, and at the end of the day, when I go through, like last week, I was in a car accident. Like I would rather just share that with the person I'm involved with. You want somebody to be there. You can't, what I'm saying? That it's a deeper thing. At the end of the day, when you come home from work, you want somebody to talk about what's going on, in your life. You just want, that's just simple as that. So, but a lot of, and then the communication, if somebody cannot listen to you, that's just a problem all around. If it's always, if you're never wrong, I mean, if that person's never wrong, that's an issue.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I don't like my biggest thing with period is accountability. You have to you have to be accountable for the things that you do. I don't like when people don't hold themselves accountable or they try to act like, it's not their fault. I hate that. You got to be able to take fault in the things that you do. That's one of my biggest things. And then the not having a sense of urgency for other people's emotions, as far as it's not important to you about how someone else feels.
I feel like people only feel like it after a while. They feel like it's important when you start to leave because they get comfortable. That's what I feel like.
Yeah, man, and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I used to be one of those type of people where I did not take it serious, and this is anything. I'm not talking about just my marriage. I'm just talking about anything. Until it got hot, until it got to the point where it was about to be a explosion. Then I would tighten up real quick. That's dangerous ground to play. You can't do that, and people do that all the time in relationships. It's called taking things for granted. When it's there, you don't do what you're supposed to do until it's about to get to the point where they out of here. Then you tighten up. Oh, I got some likes. All right. I see you. But yeah, man, you can't, that's crazy. And that's the thing I see that a lot of men do. We wait till they get ill and then we try to tighten up.
I think it's a man thing. I think it goes both ways.
Why?
You don't think women don't take guys for granted?
Of course they do.
Of course they do. Because I'd be married if they didn't.
So let me ask you this. So you in your life, you found someone that you felt like was marriage material until something happened and you said, all right, this is not
Yeah,
it.
like 10 years later, like I took you for granted. Now, granted, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I did what I had to do for myself. But, people take you for granted. Like, I mean, women do it all the time too, because they're in the right now. It's always some guy that's gonna come up and tell you what you want to hear, gonna do what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? It's always some guy that's gonna stroke your ego. But, you know, that's the thing about patience. Like, is it patience both ways? Is communication? Are we working towards the same thing? Am I wasting my time? It's always a bunch of questions.
That's why you evaluate.
You evaluate you or the other person.
Both.
But okay,
Both.
so when you evaluate the other person, what do? Do you say, "Hey, I evaluated you and you didn't pass this evaluation"?
No, you say no. Well, kinda. Okay, listen, we've been dating for like 6 months. I noticed that you when we get in arguments, you curse me out every time. You get crazy. You're not mature enough to handle a disagreement. I let it slide, but you didn't cuss at me a little bit. You didn't cuss at me a few times too many. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna keep letting you talk to me like that. You can't be an adult and have a civilized conversation. That means you don't need to talk. Stuff like that, like, you know what I mean? And then at the same time, at that point, you saying,
6 months though. See, like in your mind
I mean, I
though.
just threw 6 months out there.
Yeah, I'm just saying like that's the second evaluation. 6 months. So in that time, you're like, but I didn't waste a half a year fooling with this person. I'm gonna just try to work with it. You know what I'm saying? Even though this person ain't doing what they're supposed to do.
Man, you gonna
That's what a lot of people do.
Sometimes it's gonna be wasted. Sometimes, man.
And in the
You gotta
first
try to. You gotta, but you got. That's why you gotta try to. Sorry, you gotta try to get to the bottom of it as quick as possible.
and in the first 3 months, you may not even know if you're dating or not. You might just be hanging out, chilling. You might like each other. You might start, but it's not. It may not even be clear for the first 3 months until somebody says, "Hey, what do we have going on?" And sometimes even when that question comes up, it still may be not clear. So that's yeah, that's the dating world.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely. I mean, if it's not a clear cut relationship, then of course, you're not gonna be evaluating what's going on. I mean, as far as what a I don't like what you're doing. We need to cut ties. Well, we're not really in a relationship anyway. So I'm talking about when we have established a relationship.
Oh man, you really have it. So this is in the new age world, dating because of the internet. It's just like literally like you can get a new boyfriend or girlfriend in 2 weeks.
And is it a boyfriend and girlfriend though?
It is because you change your relationship status. 2 weeks. Like it's that easy. So it's like, hey, you're not doing what you gotta do. All right, I'm done. And then you're in a new relationship in 2 weeks because that easy. You don't gotta move out your house. The internet makes it so easy because it's already dudes in the DM. It's already females in the DM. It's already dating apps. It's just that easy. So that I feel like it's a lot that makes things a lot more complicated. Like why waste my time and be committed? I feel like you have to work extra hard to be like, hey, you need to ignore them dudes in the DM because you got something genuine and real in front of you. But it's like kind of like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not doing what you gotta do. I'm gonna kind of entertain this guy in the DM and keep him as on the bench.
But when you guys finally come to the conclusion that this is going to be the relationship, the solid rock relationship, then everybody else is going to disappear, or they supposed to at least. I ain't gonna keep nobody. Listen, man. Once I get to the point where I realize that this is gonna be concrete, it's pretty much at the point where all right, we gonna make this thing work. We gonna follow through with this. I'm gonna cut the other stuff off, man. I mean, you if you got friends that was never a clear cut relationship and you kind of just was flirty, yeah. I mean, you may have them around, but you're not gonna continue to entertain them for a potential relationship because um you got somebody you decided you gonna go through with it with. So I don't know, man. I ain't on Facebook changing statuses, man. I ain't with all of that. I'm old school. I ain't been in the dating world in forever, man. So I mean, whatever, man. But I'm observant. So I mean, I got friends that's doing it. So I see. I know enough to speak intelligently about it. But
And I've been in the dating world forever. So I don't got nothing to say about relationships that much because I'm trying to get there, right?
listen, man, you gotta choose somebody. Stop choosing people that's not your caliber, man. You know when you meet them, man. You already know. Ladies, y'all know. Fellas, y'all know. Quit ignoring the signs, man. If you feel like you ain't feeling them, then leave them alone. Unless you just there for one particular reason, and that's different. But if you talking about, yeah, and this may be my girl, you know what I'm saying? And they do something you don't like that you
You
know
think
you
it's peer? You think it's peer pressure when all your friends are in a relationship? This is talking
sometimes.
from the art, getting older. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the norm. Everybody's like in relationships and marriages. You know what I'm saying? Outside in, it's kind of like keeping up with the Joneses.
Listen, man, when when your friends are dating and you the only one that's single, yeah, it just start make you feel some type of way. You feel like the odd man out.
Loser.
And they ain't even got to be a loser. Cause they might be right back in the boat with you after a few months. But nah, I mean, you gotta do what's best for you, you gotta do what's solid for you. People quit settling, man, and quit getting bamboozled too. That's another thing. Y'all sit there and keep falling for people because they saying and doing stuff, man. Oh, he got money. And you know what? Listen, y'all, I ain't trying to put nobody's business out. I ain't gonna say no names. However, there's a situation of a young lady that I know that was dating a dude because she thought he was a dope boy. He must have had at least 7 or 14 good outfits because he tricked her for a couple weeks. After that, she started thinking he had bread, and then he just turned out to be a bum. You know what I'm saying? And he bamboozled her.
Typical.
You know what I'm saying? So ladies, quit falling for them dudes that got 6 dope outfits. You know what I'm saying? I should have known something 'cause I saw him with the same pair of Jordans on 3 times. But anyway, man, I don't know. I don't know. Quit getting bamboozled, and then when you see the signs, then you need to act on them. Quit sitting there and accepting stuff, and then get mad when it don't work out.
I think we
That's what
de-
I'm saying.
I think we definitely gonna have to have a part two on this because I think we need to go definitely on the marriage side, on the long term relationship side. Definitely, certain things, man. That it could be small things, they can be big things later on that you just can't stand about a person. That you know what I'm saying is small things, but I feel like there's always things, even when it comes down to when you have children, you know what I'm saying? Like even if you
Yeah.
have different, disputes on how raising your children, you
Let
know?
Let me touch on these real quick. Everybody that's married out there, let me touch on this real quick. I know I talked a lot about relationship stuff, but let me talk about this real quick. One major thing that'll change a marriage: money. Y'all started off broke. The person got start making money. That'll change your relationship. Two, when you guys didn't have children, then you start having children. That'll change. Sometimes the woman doesn't want to continue. She don't find it important to be sexy anymore because she got kids. So that's no longer her focus transfers over to the child. So she's not worried about herself. She feels like she's being selfless, but sometimes that can be displayed to the man as selfish because he still wants to see her be sexy and live up to her fullest potential. So that can cause an issue as well. Another thing is new friends. When people start having friends around that they didn't have when they were when they first got married, they start getting influenced by other people. Especially if you start working at a job where the predominance is single people and you're married. That will then start to change your mind state and cause issues to happen as well. Those things hinder a marriage and can cause crazy things that happen in marriage, and parents and family members can cause problems too. You have to keep all those people out. Your marriage is your marriage. You handle what you got to do together. If you mad at her, she mad at you. Don't tell your mama, don't tell your daddy, because after you and her make up, your mom and daddy still gonna be mad at that person, which puts you in a difficult predicament. So I wanted to touch on them things. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This has been episode 10 of Parameters Podcast. Again, thank you. We are on Facebook. We are on Instagram. We are on Twitter. All of those, you can hit us up on there. Give us some topic ideas. Also, Parameters, the official website. You can hit us up on there. We everywhere. But again, we appreciate you, and me and Dev are recording together for the second time. We're usually remote, so we're together again, which is cool. And also stay tuned, because we are entertaining some live events soon.
Yes. So if you guys would like to participate and come to a live podcast, we are going to set that up in the Roanoke, Virginia area. We want to start there. But if you guys are interested, please let us know. So we're going to do a live podcast, so you guys we can all be in person and have some good food, good drinks, and just have some good conversation. So if you are, let us know so we can let the venues know, hey, there's a demand for this.
So y'all be on the lookout for that Parameters Live tour. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been great. You're podcasting with the best. Parameters Podcast. Peace and love.
Love you guys.